What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the CantinaMX podcast. This is Albert Campa, and we are at episode 179. Welcoming tonight, Joel from LA. What's going on, Joel? How you doing?
Greetings, Chiquis. Doing pretty good, despite Chivas descalabro during the
Yeah,
week. But despite that result, the goats are still in pretty good standing. Um, and right now, watching the America Pachuca Copa MX. I just turned it on, and it seems like a pretty good game. 2-2 right now.
yeah. There's quite a few games going on tonight. There was the game before this was pretty hilarious. They ended up tying going to penalty kicks, and Puebla ended up missing all three of their shots, and Morelia advances. That was pretty embarrassing. Tigres is also playing in Conca Champions, and then of course we're here to talk a little bit about Liga MX and what
Are
happened
are
over
they
the weekend.
are they playing right now?
Tigres is playing right now. Houston Dynamo is playing. Tigres is playing Saprissa. I think this is
Oh,
the second leg, so Saprissa is
maybe I
going to be
should
out of.
Maybe I should be watching that game, Chiquis. What is that score right there?
Last I saw, they're getting blown out. Saprissa was 4-1. Let me
Oh,
see.
we talked about this. Remember, Chiquis? We talked about how some teams like Tigres will play not so good on the road, but then come home and then just all of a sudden wake up and
Yeah,
remember that they're playing you know, that they're playing for real.
exactly.
Uh, yeah. On that note, is Guignac playing because he had to make a statement earlier because he said there was too many rumors regarding his participation in the Concachafa.
Yeah, he's not playing.
He
Um,
he said he's injured and that's why he said that Tuca has been saving him, and he went on to say that some of the rumors that they're false rumors that he had a clause in his contract that said he didn't have to travel to Central America or that he didn't have to play games of like in Conca Champions until the finals or something like that. Yeah, he said that he's legit injured and that he's they're just saving him for the big games.
yeah,
He's like yeah, he said he straight up has a lesión.
yeah. Um, I can understand. I can understand that. He didn't play the first leg, so and that was a more, I
He said
think,
he wants to play
competitive.
every game, so I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and believe Gignac.
Yeah, and he tweeted a while ago, 40 minutes ago, actually, at the beginning of the game, with the little three emojis, the be quiet emoji, crazy face emoji, and LOL emoji. So I guess
Okay,
he's
so
he's
so if
saying,
any of you guys were wondering why Gignac wasn't getting PT from his straight from his Twitter account, he's injured.
yeah. So uh, apagando los rumores. Also, well, I guess we'll get into Toluca, but Talavera had a statement. He sent out a statement as well.
Oh,
I don't know
what did
uh, I don't
you
know what
don't
the whole
know?
deal. I don't know what. Well, I was reading it, but I don't know what he's. I guess everyone's complaining about the players, um, and he's pretty much just saying that he gives everything for the team.
Oh,
He practices extra. Are they complaining that they're not putting in their full effort, or that they're throwing games, or what's going on there?
yeah, that they turned against the coach and that they weren't, they just weren't
Oh, okay.
putting, yeah, that they weren't putting in the full effort. That was one of the things.
Okay,
Yeah,
so yeah,
because
he.
their results, Toluca, man, we were talking about this, Chiqui. It's been a cold day in hell. The Diablos have been terrible. They're just getting beat up left and right. No one fears the devil anymore. Do you
Oh,
have like the results of their last, let's say, like their last 4 or 5 games?
oh yeah. So let's see where this thing starts out really bad. Um, well, I guess in week three they lost to Chivas 1-0. Then they lost to at home
And,
to Tigres.
yes.
Okay, this is pretty much real quick. Okay, they won their first two games. They lost to Chivas. They lost to Tigres. They lost to Cholos. They tied Cruz Azul. And then their last two games, they lost to Leon and to Santos in a total of 7-0. So
Damn.
3-0 and 4-0 to Santos was last week. So it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
The 3-0 to Leon, who's on fire.
Leon
Santos is
is.
doing really well as well, but yeah, they've had the bad luck with those last two opponents being really on fire.
Yeah, man, and then for a team like Toluca that's been fighting for the campeonato recently. They even reached the final, and they've had the same coach. That's just really bad. It's you have to wonder what's going on there. Like if there's problems in the locker room. Did Cristante lose the locker room? Uh, so many things could have gone wrong. But the coach is out. Hernan Cristante, he was their goalkeeper for many years. He's no longer their coach. The two big options right now that are being rumored is both former national coaches and both former Toluca managers. Uh, Both of them leaving the club to coach the national team, actually, and that's La Volpe and Chepo. Well, I would say I'll probably give Chepo the lead in that he won 2 league titles with Toluca. I would think at this point La Volpe will be the cheaper option because he hasn't coached in a long time and he seems desperate to take a job. He was recently saying he would even coach America's youth teams. So I think La Volpe is like, just give me anything, man. I'll go coach. You could pay me with some ice cold gancitos and
Some foot massages
a
maybe.
6 pack. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, but these dudes have pretty good money. But Chepo's rumored to be one of the most expensive Liga MX coaches. And I'll say his league record speaks for itself. Three campeonatos, and he'll take teams into the he'll take teams into liguilla and go up to semifinals and things like that with regularity. So that I think that so let's see what happens. Right now coaching has interino, coaching Toluca as interim coach is El Güero Real, and that's another guy that he's tied to Chepo. Güero Real as was with at Chivas for a long time. He's the one that helped with their youth teams for many years, and he's tied to the De La Torres. When every time Nestor would come to Chivas, he would bring in Güero. So there's that connection right there. But right now, this is a very good name that is skipping my. I keep forgetting this kid's name, and now I can't find the Chiquis.
What?
Veracruz's goalkeeper.
Oh, Veracruz. Let's check it out.
Yeah, he's the young keeper, man. He's of the youth to look out for. This kid's the
Jurado.
one, man. What's his full name?
Sebastián Jurado. Is that the one?
Yeah, yeah. Do you have his age?
This guy Let's see.
I don't think he's very tall.
21 years old.
Yeah, he's 6'1", which is it is tall, but some of the goalkeepers now are about 6'4". Um, but Sebastián Jurado, man,
The one to look out for then.
yeah, he played a big role in right now in keeping Cruz Azul down because
Yeah, their last game
the
was tied 1-1.
yeah 1-1 and Jurado made some spectacular saves, and that kid. He's gonna be should look out for him in the national team and the youth as well. In Cruz Azul. So Cruz Azul, speaking of coaches that have been fired, Caixinha is on the ropes just because
Yes.
they've been very bad this season, and they're in 14th place of the table, which is still not that. It looks more bad on the tabla because they're literally only 3 points from eighth place America, but America still has one game down. They still haven't played against Necaxa. Everyone else has played 8 games except for America and Necaxa. They have that pending match, but America sits in eighth with 12 points, and Cruz Azul is nine, and that was last season's finalist, La Máquina and the Águilas, and they're both they kind of look like they're struggling, but not. It's not as bad as like the Tolucas and the Veracruces, even the Querétaro, which they went, 7 games with 7 straight defeats. But yeah, we're doing here. Might as well get into the league results. So Veracruz took, they kept Cruz Azul from bouncing back, 1-1, because Azul is still struggling there. And then we have Tigres beating Atlas. And speaking of beating America, whoa, Chiquis, if you haven't been paying attention, because America just scored 2 goals, and I missed both of them.
Yeah, I
They're
just saw it.
beating Pachuca 4-2 right now
They're
at the
getting
at the Conca at the Copa MX, and this was pretty wicked goal, man,
yeah, that
from
was a
America's number 9 player. He looks like a Pavon clone. You can remember the Hondureño Pavon?
yeah.
Sort of looks like that. Uh, Martinez. But yeah, this dude just made it 4-2, man. And
Roger.
Pachuca, they've kind of bounced back a bit with they're coming off of a win over Chivas, and they have that coach Palermo, but now getting they're getting the beat on. This is something we were talking about, uh, also about how Piojo gets a lot of hate, and a lot of the foreign coaches in Liga MX get pushed in front of him, and he's whooped all of them. Here he is whooping this dude. Uh, so yeah, man, I know a lot of people dislike Piojo, but credit where credit is due, man. This guy's been smacking around all these technicals, um, and this is just another one. If the result stays as is, we go add to Chepo's list. So yeah, Tigres, they beat Atlas, man. So we're feeling a little sad for Atlas. John said it. John said it in one of the podcasts because the first like 3 or 4 seasons, Atlas was top of the table, and he said, yeah, Atlas, and they'll eventually find a way to mess things up. And yeah, they sort of been spiraling down since losing the Clásico Tapatio with Chivas. So now they lost at home. and they are in 10th place. So, but now they have a -2 goal differential. So Atlas has fallen to 10th place, while Tigres is now top. They're top of the table. They got 19 points. So they're going on all cylinders, man. Top of the table and bouncing back at Conca Chafa. So Tigres is I think this season they're gonna aim to win one of the two. And you think they could pull it off, Chiquis? Could they win some silverware this season? Are they winning two cups or no cups?
I could see them winning the Conca Champions. I want to see who is actually in this tournament because there's always you're always going to see it seems like one Mexican team that's sort of going to fail and fall out to a MLS team. But you have Santos, you have uh, Tigres, Monterrey. So it could be either of those Monterrey teams that could take it. Toluca's in there as well. But I think the MLS teams are really
Wait, isn't
uh,
Toluca? Didn't Toluca lose like 3-0? They seem like
yeah, actually yeah, they're down 3-0, but they have a game in the return leg. So I think that should be when is that going to
well,
be?
they're playing at home though, right? Their next game will be at
Yes,
home.
yes,
They
their next
they
game will
call
be.
their yeah they call their stadium the Devil's Cauldron. But will it be hot enough, Chiquis? Will they
Don't
bring in
know.
a coach in time, or can Güero Real help help in that regards? Güero Real has coached before. His coaching hasn't been as good as his youth coaching, but I will remind some of our listeners, Güero Real, he led Chivas to a Libertadores final.
Yeah, so that
So he's not that bad. He's not that bad.
yeah they might I believe they could probably bring a blanket warmer into Luca, warm things up a little bit. They're playing Sporting Kansas City, so um,
Who knows? Who
it's
knows?
going to be tough. That this could be the MLS team that just advances through Toluca and brings them
Yeah.
continued woes. Atlanta United or Atlanta was it United is I guess the big the champion
And they
in
started
MLS.
and they started losing. They lost their Conca champion match.
Oh, true. Yeah, three
Yeah,
one to Herediano, Costa
there
Rican
you
team.
go. Who Herediano had they had a former Chiva player and former Pachuca player, Pina Arellano.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. I remember watching the match, and they said his name, and I was like, what? Like he's still around, and
yeah,
and yeah, lo and behold, yes, he was still playing. Um, so yeah, continuing with our Liga MX Express, going down the list. Uh, Querétaro wins their match against Morelia, and 3-0. And the big note there, of course, was the return of Vucetich to the White Roosters. And Vuce, he's known as the King Midas. He's already, he's already giving them their Midas touch. Querétaro as a club, their only title in first division came under Buse's watch, which was the Copa MX, was a cup championship.
hmm
So 3-0 to bounce, to start his reign, under the right foot. It's let's see how this team is gonna do now. Now that Buse is back, um, he said something that I liked about. Pretty sure it was him about youth, and he said how he doesn't look at age, but he looks at their capacity, and I really like that, like that sentiment. Um,
yeah, I agree. I saw that too. That was a good quote.
and with Morelia, I'm not sure because they sacked their coach. and their coach was he had been doing pretty good with the club, but they just I felt the club let them down, and I don't know if they've brought anyone. It's Morelia, and Morelia's a pretty sad story because they were bought by TV Azteca, and a lot of people thought the team was going to be on the rise, but then after TV Azteca purchased Atlas, seems like they forgot all about Morelia. Morelia became the red-headed stepchild. They were swept to the side, and they seemed just sort of, just up to their own vices. And yeah, poor,
Roberto
poor,
Hernandez.
poor Morelia. They do
Yeah.
have a new coach.
No, Roberto Hernandez was the coach that was let go.
Yeah,
I don't.
he was with them for a long time. He was assistant coach, and he was working with them for about 10 years until they finally gave him a shot. And he was doing pretty good up until this season. And yeah, this season was 6 defeats, one draw, and one and one game won.
Yeah.
With their -8 goal differential, and they're in 16th place. So 16th, Morelia's, yeah, they're at the bottom. I'm gonna say the last four though. The last four, this is the losers club right here is Toluca in 15th place, Morelia in 16, Veracruz in 17, and Querétaro dead last in 18th. Because they had, as we said before, 7 defeats in a row. And then Buse comes in and boom, they win. They win again. And so we'll see what happens with Veracruz. And then we have America, who's been on. Yeah, America's been doing good, man. They scored 3 goals against Lobos. Now they got 4 against Pachuca. So watch out, man. The defending champions are still. They still have. They might not be top of the table, but they're still very dangerous. And we do. I do. I say we expect them to be, at the end of the season in Liguilla.
Yeah. I think they've been having trouble with their starting lineup. They're just trying to select so many players that they have at their disposal, and then with Nico Castillo coming on,
Yes.
uh, Benedetti as well is there, and they have so many like that Martinez dude. That dude's pretty good.
Yes.
Also, the guy that just scored. They have so many guys on offense. It's like they're trying to accommodate everybody. And then Nico comes in and he scores. What did he score? 2 goals over the weekend. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think they haven't been doing too well because of all the movement and players coming in. But now they're gonna, after a while, they're gonna start running on all cylinders. It's gonna be a pretty dangerous team.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they have, and like we've stated earlier, they have 1 game less. That game, they could easily climb, they could easily climb to fourth and knock out Chivas. So wow,
Yeah, if they can
talk
put it all
about irony,
together,
the irony, the
if they
irony.
can, I
It's
I,
like
I
they
see
got
them.
that Uno swap card.
Yeah, I see them winning it all. Then, it, if they can put all their players together and get things
Oh
going,
snap! You see
I,
them
I,
over the Monterrey teams, or do you
yeah,
see America versus one of the Monterrey teams in the final?
I could see that. I could see that very,
Well,
very
I
much.
could. I'm a big Chivista, but I could see America pulling out their swap card and knocking down Chivas, couple pegs. Uh, once they play their game, yeah. Well, it just one. Just they'll drop to fifth. Um, so continuing with the resultados, we have Monterrey, which Monterrey had been top of the table, but they drew 0-0 with Puebla, which has to be a very disappointing result for Rayados because they lose you know they lost
Yes.
the first place spot to their rivals Tigres, and Monterrey this season they invested the most money, and they're one of the teams that really wants some silverware. They've been hurting for it more than Tigres, and Puebla has Chelis. So Chelis has two draws now in the league. He drew against Pachuca, I believe, at home, 1-1, and now they drew against Monterrey, which I mean, it doesn't seem like good, but these are two teams that are like stronger and better than Puebla. So, so I think it was decent results for the Camoteros, who are in 11th place, uh, well within fighting distance, and Monterrey just drops to second place now with 18 points to Tigres 19. And then after that we have Necaxa losing to Club to Cholos.
A quick
And
note, real quick though, before
yes,
before moving on the Puebla side of things with Chelis and company. Um, I mentioned earlier that they played Morelia just a few hours ago in Copa MX,
they
and
did.
they went up 1-0 um, about halftime against Morelia, and then they got scored on in the 86th minute by Morelia to tie it 1-1. They went into penalty kicks, and they missed all three of their penalty kicks. Ended up losing, and they're eliminated from Copa MX. So a bad result in Copa MX, and Chelis and company losing to
Yeah,
a Morelia team that's struggling also. So
I'm
we'll see
I'm
how
gonna
they.
be I'm gonna be the Chelis apologist and say that he's he's their main focus is gonna be the league, and in trying to have a decent finish of the season. We are we are at the pretty much at the halfway mark of the tournament. So I think that's one of the concerns for Puebla is make enough points and not be so affected in the percentage chart for relegation. But
Yeah.
yeah, that it's still a bad result to be eliminated by Morelia, who have been worse than them. Because Morelia just has 4 points. 4 points, man. Ouch. Um. So moving on. Yeah, Necaxa, Cholos. We talked about those teams being pretty equal. I said El Brian would be the difference, and for a while he was, cause yeah, Necaxa took the lead with a goal from El Brian, but then Toluca, not Toluca, Tijuana bounced back with 2 goals and took the win. So Tijuana has been, you know, they haven't made much noise, but they're in 7th place right now. 4 wins, 1 draw, 3 defeats, 13 points. Yeah, and TJ has their new coach for this season, Oscar Pareja, who was in MLS. He was a candidate for the U.S. national team. Did not get the job, and I guess he took the offer to come here to Liga MX, and he started pretty like it didn't seem like he was gonna last long, but he's he has the Cholos playing pretty good.
Yeah, that was a. It was sounded. I was watching the other game, but that sounded like an exciting match that was going on. They came back and beat Necaxa in Aguascalientes, so that was
Yeah, and
pretty good for
Necaxa,
Cholos.
yeah, and Necaxa's a team that they've been they've been up there, man. They're in well, they've been kind of regular. 3 wins, 2 draws, only 2 losses. So that was their second defeat. They had only one defeat, and they're in 9th place. So before that, obviously they were ranked higher. But I think Necaxa is one of the teams that's gonna fight for a spot in Liguilla, and so we'll see how they do leading up as the tournament comes to a close. Then we have Chivas losing to Pachuca. Yeah, that poor Chivas. Um, but even though they lost, they're still in fourth place. They just had one of those games. Some of my Chi hermanos are asking for Cardoso's head
Mm.
already. It surprises me, man, because I'm telling you guys, Almeida had two really bad seasons, and no one asked for his head. They forgive that guy everything, man. He's like the novio carita that his girlfriend forgives him all his infidelity because he's handsome. So
Yeah,
that was Almeida. Oh, it's okay. He'll change. Um, but Cardoso doesn't get that benefit, man. And even though he's in fourth, you still have a lot of criticism. Right now, the main criticism is that he doesn't know how to make the cambios. And
yeah. That's some good insight on Matias there. You said it. You said it perfectly. I think I'm gonna have to tweet that out later on.
yeah, it was like that. No one would bat an eye, man. And for like two straight seasons, I mean, he went a whole season without even winning at home, and it was like you know, that's like being a married guy and not showing up for like 3 days. Didn't even call, dude. He went for a pack of cigarettes, and he's still not back. And then he shows up, and you don't ask. You're just happy that he's back, and then you don't say anything.
Interesting tweet that happened today on the Matias Almeida topic. There's a video of him.
Oh wait, chickens! Did you do
You
you
want to
see
talk
the
that?
kid? Do you see the kid going in? He looks like he's 12 for
Oh shoot!
Pachuca. Did you see him? He's,
Yeah,
what,
move over Diego Lainez, man. That guy looks like he is.
what the hell? Did they run out of players?
They brought up, they brought over the
Under
Diego
12,
Lainez.
man.
Diego Lainez had a son, and
They got the sub 12. This guy he's probably just looks very young, but man, if you guys are watching the America versus Pachuca, Pachuca looks like they're just putting a kid there. He's about to come in number 19, and man, yeah, it looks like he's just barely growing a stash. He got some stubble,
let's
and
see
he's
what.
kind of short. He looks like
What's
he's
his?
like 5'2". Um,
What's his name? Let's see. Let's see if this. Got to get his
it's
name.
Antonio Figueroa, number
Okay.
19. You're gonna check if he's still in junior in yeah, he's still in middle school, man. Junior high. He has to like go to bed after the match because he has school
Yeah,
tomorrow.
gotta be late for elementary school. Hey,
I'll put him in middle school. I'll put him in middle school. Maybe seventh grade or something like that.
Francisco Figueroa. Oh, let's
Yeah,
see. Let's see his age. Yeah, he looks like a little punk in this picture here.
I'm gonna say 14. I'm gonna go up.
Oh shoot, man.
What?
19 years old.
He's 19.
Yeah.
He looks very young. I think I was like that. I was
He
like that,
debuted in
Chiquis. Even
yeah, he debuted in 2017. He's played
he could
46 minutes.
he could fool me, Chiquis. This guy, he's gonna get carded for a lot of years. Well, they don't card in Mexico, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Okay, I'm sorry, Chiquis. That just surprised me, man.
Oh yeah, I was
Where's
commenting on the
Almeida?
yeah on Almeida. There was a tweet going out or a video of him. I guess San Jose Earthquakes tweeted a video of him uh, instructing the team, giving some like direction. He was looking at a whiteboard with some notes and everything. And while he was doing that, there's another guy that was translating in English, so it's sort of speaking after he would say something. And a guy on Twitter commented that sort of criticizing him for sort of taking a taking a team in the U.S. and not being able to speak English is sort of a disadvantage because you're having to hear in Spanish and then try to understand in English, and maybe you're not getting the right translation or missing out some important aspects of what the coach is trying to say when you have to go through that translation and he was saying,
Oh,
sort of criticizing Matias for that, which
you know,
I don't really get it, but I understand, the confusion. And then the some Chiva hermanos came to the rescue. They came to they came
yeah,
to
man.
defend their Mati Dios, which was
Yes.
sort of funny.
Well, Matidios, he is, man. But I think for MLS fans, they really, I don't think they can say anything in that regards right now, especially with Atlanta having won the cup, the MLS Cup, um, which is what they call their campeonato, having won it with Tata Martino, who also doesn't speak English.
Yeah, correct.
And I mean, he won it, and that was one of their big talking points uh, going when the U.S. was looking for a a new coach, and a lot of U.S. fans wanted Tata Martino, but of course, I would like to say he was one of their top candidates, but I think uh, Liga MX, Liga MX, FMF, Federación Mexicana de Fútbol, beat them to it, you know,
Yeah,
and I do think he would have preferred Mexico. Just I think the language as well, and also just better players. But yeah, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Especially a lot of times you have teammates already that are gonna bound to be bilingual that can also help you.
yeah. I think that was the case with Atlanta. There's a lot of Hispanic players on that team. I don't know about San Jose, but yeah, it was an interesting conversation there. Even the racist the racist word, that name calling went on a little bit.
Oh
And
man.
this guy was some he was I don't think he was a I mean, he was speaking Spanish. So the guy who was saying this was I think he was like a Mexican journal or something.
Oh
Anyway,
man. Yeah, Katang. Okay. Moving on. Moving on from Pachuca whooping on Chivas. We have the battle of the Battle Cats, and we have Pumas dropping to Leon. Yeah, I had warned Yon. I told him, Leon, man, they've been dangerous on the road. And Leon, I'll say right now, they're good candidates. As of now, if the Liguilla started today, Leon would be one of the top candidates to win it. And they have, I'll just say right now, in the in the top six líderes de goleo, they have two players. Angel Mena with 7 goals and JJ Mack with 5. And then we add to that, they have which is the triple M right now. Mena, Macias, and God dang, I keep forgetting that midfielder's name, Chiquis. He got injured and missed the World Cup.
uh, the little small runty guy,
Yes,
the guy that
yes.
puts it Lecha Ganas. What's his name?
Le echa,
Uh, I'll find it. I'll find it in a minute.
le echa ganas. He's been in Leon for a long time. He was there with Gallito
Oh, you're talking
and
about Luis
Gullit
Montes.
Montes.
Yeah,
So
there's a different guy I thought you were talking about, but yeah, Luis
no,
Montes.
no, it's Montes. So that right now, Leon, man, that's the triple M. That's the trifecta right there, and that's Macias, Mena, and Montes. Those three guys, and they've been, they have Leon roaring. So just their last 5 games, they've scored 15 goals in 5 games. So they beat Pumas in Ceú, which is Ciudad Universitaria, where Pumas plays. They beat them 3-1. They beat Toluca uh, 3-0. They beat America at Azteca 3-0. They whooped at Cruz Azul, and then and they stepped on the Gallos. in Querétaro Stadium 4-0. So I mean, this is team, man, came out of nowhere. Leon had and just at the start of the season, they had just let go of Boselli. Boselli is one of their all-time best players, and they let go of the Argentine who went to play in Brazil, and so not much was expected. They brought in Macias, because they just hadn't had any top transfers, like notable, I would say. And Macias was a bit of a gamble because he hadn't much experience in first division. He was already pegged to do good because of you know what they've been doing with the youth teams and Selección youth teams. And yeah, Macias has delivered, which is making Chivas look bad for loaning him out because he has 5 goals. I don't think any Chiva player right now has 5 goals. The player that they bought, Alexis Vega, just recently has like three goals, I think, and he scored them all in one game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Macias is one to look out for as well. When talking about Mexican youth, we have the portero, whose name I already forgot, because it hasn't been an hour. I just know it's Veracruz portero. Veracruz portero. Uh,
Jurado.
it's Yeah, man. I need to
Sebastián.
tattoo that. Sebastián Jurado, Macias. Those are two good youth to look out for. And I think they're gonna they should figure in the Olympics, both of them. Jurado's 21, so I don't think he'll make the under 20 World Cup, which is gonna be played in Poland. And but Macias should be.
Yeah, Leon has been like just going back to their last few games. They lost, or they didn't lose. They tied their first two games against the Monterrey
Wait,
teams.
we have an update. Ame
Oh
Las
shoot,
Águilas just scored again, 5-2, piling on the hurt on Los Tuzos.
Roger,
El Roger
Roger.
again. He looks like a clone of Pavon, Hondureño. He just needs to make his hair like how
Yeah,
he had his hair with the little.
yeah. So they're gonna be confident going into the rest of this tournament and the league.
And the cup. They haven't really won it in a while. I think they want to win the cup as well. They got a regañada last season for losing the way they did.
Yeah, I think they lost to Juarez.
Yeah, yeah, they did. So, and then Piojo said it, man. He said the boss did not like us losing the way like that, and they're taking it serious, man. Safe to say they're taking this cup serious. So, one of the other things we talked about when we had Surge, we talked about how teams are beginning to take Copa MX more and more serious. I think if the league ever gets, get their stuff together, so they could get more sponsorships, better TV, better prize money, and teams will begin to prioritize it more and more.
Hey, looking at the bracket though in Copa MX.
Oh, I know where you're headed to,
Did you
Chiqui.
see, did you see what's
I
coming
know.
up?
Yes, sir. Chivas has to win, and we'll have a super clásico, which I'm hoping for. Regardless of who wins, I'm hoping for that match because games like that help with this cup. They
Yeah, that'll
help
help the
build
tournament.
the cup and give it prestige again. And yeah, more games like that. More games like that, sir. More porridge, sir. So yeah, can I have some more? Was that Tiny Tim from?
From yeah,
Yeah.
Christmas Story or whatever.
May I have some more? Yes. Pour us more of that. Yeah, and they faced each other. America Chivas recently in Copa action. They've gone at it a few times. So that's yeah, another game. Bring it on, man. Bring it on. I do think I just don't want to see a 5-2 defeat.
Oh yeah,
Just not that.
yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, so
Nothing too humiliating.
Ahmed takes it 5-2. Uh, is Tigres still playing?
I believe they're done. They ended up winning
Oh man, another
five
five
to
goals, huh?
5-2
Another
as
five
well.
goal, another five goal thriller. Okay, I should say win, not thriller. Um,
Uh,
so yeah, we're almost about done. Pumas, man, but you're a Puma fan, Chiquis. I know you were
yeah,
trying to distract me from talking about Pumas. Uh, so Pumas for a bit looked like they were returning, because we thought they relapsed at the start of the season,
yeah,
and then Marioni came in and and they seem to be doing better. But then this Descalabro. Do you think? So Pumas are in 13th place with 9 points, which is three from America. You know, who are in eighth, but again, America has one game less. Um, let's see. Can they? Do you see Pumas bouncing back? How do you see Pumas doing?
yeah. I don't think they're. I mean, I think they just faced a Leon team who was running really
Which is a
hot,
really
running.
strong.
Yeah, a really strong team because they did beat America the
Yeah,
previous
1-0.
week and they beat Querétaro the previous week. So I think that's
But
just
everyone was beating Querétaro. That was a team that you know.
yeah. And they tied Monterrey the week before that. Of
Okay,
course,
that
they lost to
Monterrey
Pachuca.
was a yeah, that one
Yeah,
was a
they're
pretty
they're
good.
they're they're up and down.
Do you have a list of their upcoming games? We could probably
Yeah, so
get a
they're
good.
they're going to Lobos swap this
Okay,
Sunday.
and
I think
yeah, both
they're getting what are they called? The next few games might be uh, the phrase is what's the phrase?
Slumpbuster.
Slump busters. So
Or
they're
what?
going they're going they're going to Lobos. After that
Lower.
they're hosting Monarcas and
Okay.
then they're going to Puebla,
Oh
which those
man,
three
so
those three games are pretty feasible.
they are, sir. So yeah, they would need, I would say, about 6 points. I would say out of nine. If they could get 6 points out of nine, they should be looking. They should be in the fighting
Yeah.
position. Anything below that is gonna turn into an uphill battle. Okay, so we'll keep an eye out for that, Chiquis. And so to finish the Jornada Ocho match week 8, we have Santos with the 4-0 win over the Diablos. And this is the team that they played for the Cup 2 seasons ago. These were both finalists. And Santos, man, Santos gonna Santos. Santos has managed to stay pretty regular, and they're in fifth place right now, 14 points. And then Toluca, of course, they're at the bottom, dude. They're at the bottom of the barrel, 7 points and minus 7 goals. Ouch. So let's see what happens. Let's see who their coach is. You know, at this point, seeing how Toluca is, my best guess would be that they would go with a known commodity, which is puts it right back at the La Volpe or the Chepo than bringing in a coach that's new to the league.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see Chepo back. I think that would be pretty cool, and it'd be also interesting to see all the hate that might get thrown his way.
Yeah, that would be ironic if they do get him in that he was at Santos and he ended up
Oh yeah,
having some type of disagreement and he was let go, but and then Santos could pretty much help him get his old job back. So that'll be something. That'll be something to watch.
yeah.
That'll be something to watch right there. And just a quick rundown. On the tabla de goleo, Funes Mori with seven goals. He's he's Argentine from Rayados, who a lot of the media are still making some noise about him being called up to the national team. Now he played one game. I think it was for the youth for Argentina.
Hmm.
But guess who had also played one game for for Argentina and was still called up for Mexico?
Was it
Cruz Azul guy.
oh, no, I don't know.
You don't know? Come on, Cruz
I was
Azul.
gonna say Voso, but
No,
was it?
no, not Bozo. He went to retire at Pachuca.
Oh,
His kid,
Jimenez,
yeah, Chaco.
Chaco.
Chaco Jimenez had also played. So who knows, man? Who who knows if they could pull that off again? I do think like if he only had one game, I do think you could appeal that. And I do think like FIFA could overturn that because it was just one game, you know, just the tip. It doesn't count. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. I don't
No,
want him, but yeah,
you know, no,
I'd rather have
yeah, I don't think
Chicharito.
I don't think Mex needs him. Like my own opinion, I I've since changed my my stance. I thought at the start after the World Cup, I did say that I could see Mexican naturalizado, just because a couple players are on their way out.
Mm,
Uh, so and I could probably still see that happening, but maybe like in another year. So in that sense, I could see why they will cap him because you if you're thinking on the long run, I do think we might. I say we. I do think the selección will be needing just to have more. You know, you always want to have a good spread.
yeah.
You know, you always want those options, and one of the more consistent players who's from America. You know, El Hermoso Orbelín. Uh, Chiquis, help me here. Uh,
Oribe.
Oribe, man, I mix him with Orbelín. Yeah, Oribe Peralta. So yeah, El Hermoso. I think Oribe he's up there in age. You know,
Yeah. Yep.
he's not getting to the World Cup, so he might not get called up as much. And then you never know with injuries and such. So who knows what can happen? Cheech is doing pretty good right now at West Ham. He scores. He's been scoring not as much as he's used to, but he's still putting in goals. Jimenez, of course, right now he's on fire, so that's good. And then JJ Mack just appeared in the scene, and that's another player to keep up. And then you still got other guys like Henry Martin and whatnot that could come in, but who knows with Funes Mori, man? He keeps staying up there in the tabla de goleo,
Yeah.
and
I think his style of play is like catch, receive the ball, and then do a quick little play. So it's sort of like out on the break and not a target forward like Chicharito exactly, but pretty much near that. And I don't think that works too well, especially for Mexico, who plays against teams that tend to bunker a lot. That's not really where Funes Mori thrives. He's more of like a open space type of
yes.
goal scorer.
So at the moment, yeah, I don't think Mexico needs him, but in 2 years, hey, they might, they might,
Yeah,
the landscape will change, and who knows what will happen. Um, but just to do the tabla de goleo rundown pretty quick, Funes Mori 7, tied with Leones. Angel Mena with 7 as well. So we have a three-way tie. And then El Brian from Necaxa, Brian Fernandez, also 7 goals. And then we have uh, Gignac at 6, JJ Mack, Juan, no, Jose Juan. The other guy was Juan Jose Gallito. This
Mhm.
guy's Jose Juan Macias at 5 goals. And then, wow, this surprises me. For Lobos Buap, Leonardo Ramos, also 5 goals. Those are the top goal scorers right now for Líderes del Goleo. And unless I'm mistaken, I think JJ Mack is the only Mexican in that list.
Yeah, you're correct. The next
So
Mexican down is
it could be Funes
Alexis
Mori.
Vega.
Oh yeah, with three.
He's got 3 at 10. But there's also like Camilo the Liga MX site has naturalized, I think. Camilo da Silva's
Nah,
show.
well,
Is he?
Funes
I don't
Mori
know if
could be.
he's.
Yeah, but see, looking at the goleo, even that tells us like why he could get naturalized or why the league might petition to get him in. Of course, FMF has said nothing about that. I've yet to see a statement from them, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. A lot could happen, man, leading into the World Cup.
Yeah,
There's much. I mean, yeah, Henry Martin, as we mentioned, Chivas has a couple troncos that could, Alexis Vega, man, come on, dude, get on it. I think if he does good, the Chivas hype machine would catapult him into selección. So there's a few players out there. They just need consistency, which is lacking at the moment.
yeah, yeah. I sort of want to see. I'm sort of rooting for Alexis Vega. I'd like to see more Mexicans up top at the on this goal scorers table.
Yes. But and speaking of youth, Mexico's group for under 20 was just announced. So it's gonna be in Poland, and it's the under 20 World Cup. Mexico's in Group B. They're with Italy, Japan, and Ecuador. And normally I'll see this group and I'll be like, "We got this, fam," but and I don't know if that's the case. Ecuador finished top of the South American qualifiers, which is one of the toughest group to qualify out of. So Ecuador, man, they seem to have some exciting players. They had the goleador, if I'm not mistaken. They had the goleador. He scored this weird chilena where the ball was lobbed into the box and He had already fallen. He's on his back on the floor, but he still kicks his leg up and he scores. He scores like that. Uh, so yeah, they have an exciting player. Sorry about that. If you're listening, I forget this guy's name. But if you see the under 20, he's going to be one of the highlighted players. Um, I'll try to remember next episode. So, yeah. But Ecuador, man, they could probably be one of the favorites to win it. Not just the group, but all of it. And then there's Japan and Italia, and they were both runner-up of their, of the tournaments from their respective confederaciones. And Mexico qualified, but they sort of struggled, and then going out of CONCACHAFA. So that's who knows. They say it's the World Cup's a whole different tournament. So let's hope that, and let's see how Mexico does.
Yeah,
Any idea when is the under 20 World Cup? Chiquis,
looking
we
it
should
up.
be excited. Normally we will be excited. What's going on? I haven't seen much excitement for this.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit away, but trying to see. Oh, this is CONCACAF. She, I don't know.
It's uh it's on May. It's
Hey,
this May. Yeah, May 23rd. And Mexico
ah,
opens against Italy. They will open against Italia. And then they face Japan with Ecuador last. So that's one thing you always want to do. A lot of times in the group is face the strongest team last. So the calendar could help, should help, I'm gonna say, the Mexico under 20 team. A ver cómo les va a los chavos.
Yeah, it should be interesting. On the note we talked about earlier, I saw Jose Luis Real is the interim coach for Toluca until
Yes,
the end of the season.
yes.
I don't know if you mentioned that. Okay, you did.
Oh no, I didn't mention that until the end of the season. Are you sure until the end of the season?
That's what Univision
God
is
dang.
saying. Interim
Yeah,
coach
wow.
until the end of the clausura.
Well, god dang. It's that if that's the case, then who knows, man? They might not bring in the Chepo or La Volpe.
Yeah, see how he does. If he does well, maybe he stays on. Or
That because he's an excellent working with the youth, and he had been there for about a year or 2 years, and I think that interrupts you know, his work. Interrupts his work. Uh, just doing that, which is something that happened at Chivas, where he was working with the youth, and then with Vergara always firing coaches, he would end up taking over the first team, and sort of interrupts his work. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they are giving him a shot as as to stay on, to stay on board. But yeah, I think if that's the case, then they won't bring another one of the known coaches. At that point, they could just bring someone new.
mhm. Yeah, I was just looking up the under 20 call up.
Um, there's this Chiquis. There's this thing that I'm gonna send you. Let me see if you could play it. I'm sending you as a DM right here. Um, it's a clip of Marquezine talking to America, to his teammates. Wait, why isn't it letting me? Hold on, give me a second. And then, okay, here it is. I sent it to the Cantina DM group. Uh, Let me see if you got it and if you could play this clip.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I see it. The oh shoot, I gotta connect this thing up. Which means what's Marchesine saying nowadays?
No, he's just hyping
Crazy.
up. He's hyping
Oh,
up
it's
the team. We like to play some of these clips just because it's always having a great insight into what happens before these matches, and it also lets you know about how certain players are, or what they mean to the group, or how they end up winning over a group or being leaders of a group. And a lot of times, having these type of players, why they make such a big difference in the big games. And it's these little things like this to me that can tilt a match in your favor.
okay. Here we go.
Oh, that sounds pretty bad, Cheeky.
She.
What was
Hold on.
that? It sounded like we were in an antro with a bad sound system.
Let me see.
Sounds like we're trying to decipher signals from outer space.
It's aliens. Alien, aliens.
It's watching contact.
Yo soy el partido. Y soy cuando volvemos a creer nosotros en lo que tenemos, muchachos. Ustedes lo vieron el fin de semana pasado. Un equipo nos gana y parece que no le gana el campeonato. A nosotros, porque somos los campeones, porque si nos lo proponemos volver, vamos a volver a ser campeones. ¿Está? El orgullo, muchachos. El orgullo esta tarde, pequeños grandes pasos, como decimos siempre, pequeños grandes pasos que nos van a llevar a lograr cosas importantes. Y hoy arrancamos, muchachos. Hoy arrancamos vuelta por el millón.
There you go. So that audio is a little bit better.
He said, I'm gonna translate it. He said, it's today that we have to believe in ourselves. He says a team beats us and they act like they won the championship because we are the champions. Well, god dang, man, that's inspiring. He says, because if we prepare, we will be again. We will be champions again.
Yeah.
Damn, goddamn. Find yourself someone that talks to you like Marquezine talks to the team.
Yeah, there's like a different mentality for winners and champions like that. You see,
Oh,
and there's like an ego that's sometimes negative, but it's really required and needed for people to be that high of a level. Because if you remember the video that came out that last season where he I think he got scored on by a youth player and he went over there and like kicked him in the leg
yeah, the
because he was
makeup.
yeah, his own teammate like during practice and
His
stuff,
own teammate.
and
I forgotten
and kicks
about
him.
that. Great
So
memory, Chiquis. Great memory.
yes, it's like you have to have that ego that like
Yeah,
you don't take no BS and stuff like that. So um it's a great leader, but sometimes there's negative aspects to it.
yeah. Was it? I think Ron's not here, but he had that saying, show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser." And it's
Yeah,
sort of in the long line, sort of along the same, where it's like if you lose and then it doesn't like motivate you to improve, then you're less likely to improve, you know. And yeah, some of these players they don't like losing. They're very competitive, so they go all out. But that man, that's some really strong words. I really like how he said it. You know, teams beat us and they act like they won the championship, and then he says because we are the champions. That's like wow, man. It even inspires me. I'm not
yeah,
even. I'm not even. I don't. Even, I'm not even in the team. Um, and then to follow it up with, and if we, I didn't say prepare, it says proponemos, which is like if there's something that they want,
yeah. We put it before us, or we're going for it,
Yes,
uh, something like that.
yeah. Well, it says propose, but it's to put forward. So
Yeah, it's good for it.
if that's something that they put forward, that he says, yeah, we will be again. So Chiquis, you were saying how you see them, and I think yeah, players like that is what help some of these teams stay very competitive and keep winning. So Chiquis thinking Ame can do the doblete.
Yeah, what if they win Copa MX and then the league, man? That would be
Well, it's it could be done. Chivas did it. Which
and
we're saying
their
that.
team is stacked, so they could like rest players
Oh
and
yeah, they could do it easy with more ease. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, man. And they might have to do it against Tigres, just like Chivas did. The league I'm talking about.
yeah. I mean, I think the Monterrey teams, Tigres and Rayados, they're like scary on paper, but whenever you go and actually play against them,
Oh man,
they tend to fold. Like
Tigres de papel.
yeah,
Ouch,
they're
ouch.
scary, and it
Not
just
big
proves
enough.
yeah, like they'll be top of the table and stuff like
Well,
that. I think, and then all of a
yeah, that's
sudden,
that's been the discussion where like teams like Tigres and Monterrey, where they're like pushing to be one of the top teams, and a lot of people still don't consider them. But I do think with the backing that they have, FEMSA, and CEMEX, and just how they've been like building very strong squads. If that continues, I do think that ultimately they're gonna catch up, and you will have to. There won't be that much room for discussion as to whether they're one of the top teams.
Yeah.
But for now, you're saying they're de papel. Ouch.
Well, just I mean the evidence, the facts and evidence are there, like the loss to Pumas in Liguilla. The table they'll be up there, but in the Liguilla, if you lose the Pumas or if you lose to a weakened Chivas, and I forget what else they. It's been a while. We've talked about it. It's been a while since Tigres has taken anything, and Monterrey hasn't taken any
No,
trophies for a
no,
long
they were
time.
close.
So
Close, but no cigar.
there's a lot of talk about the bunny buying greatness in the league, but that hasn't
Oh,
really.
man. Speaking of Copa MX, man, Chaf last tied 0-0 with second division side Dorados de Sinaloa, but on aggregate they lost. Said aggregate or penalties? Well, they're out, man. 4-2.
Yeah, they have to go to penalties. Let's see.
Was it at penalties? It's still embarrassing.
Oh yeah, it's penalties.
Well, and they were playing at home. They were playing at the Jalisco. So,
Jeez.
ouch. Ouch, Atlas, man. Their fans at least deserve an award, masochism or something. It's hard. I don't know how someone could stay an Atlas fan. I could give him maybe 10 years if I had if fate had played a cruel trick on me and made me a Chaflas fan, I would probably give up at the 10-year mark.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, that's it, man.
It's
At
sort
last,
of,
this isn't working for us. Let's just go our separate ways.
it's sort of like I was watching the Puebla game, and at the end when they lost in the penalty kicks, um, the cameraman immediately was panning to the stands and tried to find a Puebla fan, and there was one guy who was just like crying, and I was like, man, there's actually a Puebla fan crying for Puebla losing. That's sort of interesting.
Oh
Like,
man,
poor guys.
Puebla though has had just a better run though than Atlas. You know,
Yeah, it's a different level, I guess.
they
But
haven't really. I mean, Liguilla wise, it's been a while, but they did win with they win the Copa MX with with Quadrimac with the governor Cuauhtemoc Blanco.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's one.
interesting. Yeah, I guess you got me interested in this. I'm going back and forth here, but like the U20s, or yeah, the U20.
Yes.
I was thinking like a long time ago, not a long time ago, but maybe 5 years. I was watching maybe U15 or some tournament, and there's this guy who like dribbled like crazy through players, and he was just like awesome for Mexico, and I couldn't remember who it was. But looking at this call up, I think it's Eduardo Aguirre. He's at Tampico, so
Oh.
we don't get to see him too often. But he was called up. I think he was the guy, man. He's sort of like a short, um, really quick and good on the ball type of guy. I remember seeing him just dribble through players, and I think it was some type of international tournament in Europe where Mexico was playing, and it might have been the U17 or something. But yeah, so I'm sort of excited for May and that tournament for the U20s. Anyways,
Yep. Well, that's pretty much it for this week's roundup. Um, what do we have? I don't know if we're gonna do another pod. Do you have um do you have a list for match week 9, Chiquis? We could probably just
yeah,
close it off with that. We could do a quick preview.
yeah. Can you want me to go through all the teams, or you want to go one by one,
No, wait, one by one.
or all
No,
the
just
matches?
Yeah, the matches, you know how they just jornada nueve, who plays who
Okay, so
starting on Friday.
on Friday we have Morelia America and
Oh,
Xolos Atlas are the two
oh
games on
man.
Friday.
Well, yeah, that looks easy, man. I think Kame is gonna continue. They're gonna continue to steamroll. You know, they just scored what 8 goals in their last 2 games. So I think Marquezin has me pumped, even though I'm not American. he's he's got me believing, dude. Take
Yeah,
take me anywhere, Marquezin.
they should play that in the Chivas locker room. They should play
I'll follow
that
you to
clip.
the ends of the world. Huh? No,
They should play they should play that clip in the Chivas locker room. Get them
it's
inspired.
it's me and you, Marque, versus the world. No, but yeah, I do. I think America will continue with that. I see them taking the W. And you said Chaflas Cholos.
Cholos. Yep.
Yeah,
Into.
I think the dog is gonna take a bite from the Zorro, and so I see that. I see Chaflas taking another loss. I don't see them winning.
Yeah.
Cholos minimum takes a point from. Wait, where is that game at?
That's in Tijuana.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, oh,
Win.
yeah, they're at the Caliente Stadium. Yeah, yeah, man. And then you got to see what the morale is. You know, at Chaflas traveling after that embarrassment.
Yeah.
So be interesting what's gonna happen right there. Let's see what Marquez says. Maybe Marquez might have to step in as coach, man. Okay, so that's those are.
And on Saturday we have Cruz Azul Necaxa, León Santos, Tigres
Wait,
Pachuca.
wait, one at a time.
Okay.
Cruz Azul.
Cruz Azul Necaxa. This is
Wow.
a
Okay.
team toxic masculinity.
Team- Let's see. Wait, which team is toxic masculinity? Oh,
They're
Cruz Azul. The
yeah,
strict statement.
I
Okay.
saw they're standing behind Caixinha. There's a statement by Chuy Corona and the whole team standing there, and they're
Okay.
backing him up. So
Well, this match, man, because there's been a lot of rumors that Caixinha is on the ropes as far as you know, his 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 time with Cruz Azul. So who knows what happens there? So it's going to be a big game. Pretty much, I think any Cruz Azul is going to be a big game for them, just because the fans just they don't care about going to Liguilla. They care about lifting the trophy, and each game is looking like less of a possibility. Especially, people want to see them doing things more like what America's doing, or 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 even have bit more like Rayados. But it's the opposite. Um, so let's see what happens there.
they just won't fill up the stadium as normal.
No, they're no, they were one of the best. They were outdrawing America for a while at Azteca. It's since dropped, the frustration. So the Frustazul. So man, it's hard for me to call this one, Chiquis. It could go either way, I think. So, but I do think the pressure is mounting on Cruz Azul. I do think that works against them compared to Necaxa, where the pressure is just not there. Just do good. Fans are happy if you just try your best. Uh, so what's after that?
Um, León Santos.
Ooh, that should be good. That could probably be one of the match of the week. That could be game of the week right there. At Leon Stadium.
Yeah, correct. This is in León.
Okay, at the new
So that should
camp.
be good.
So a ver qué, another tough game. Obviously, Leon will be favorites, but Santos is no pushover.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be tough.
we give it a slight edge to wait. I just remembered something. Leon has a few suspendidos, right? I know JJ Mack got carded and he's not playing. So Santos might have reached them at a good moment. Leon, I think, has a few players they won't be able to play either because they got carded or card accumulation. So we'll see what Nacho has up his sleeve. He might have to
Yeah.
do some movements, and that could be the thing with Leon as well. We're gonna see the type of depth they have, you know, because that ultimately could hurt them going into Liguilla, where you won't be as stacked as a Tigres, Monterrey, or in America.
Oh yeah, JJ
But
Mack got a red card
yeah, yeah.
and
So they got a
four
few.
yellow cards.
Yeah. So we'll see how Leon and Nacho handle
Yeah.
that situation. So wow,
Next,
yeah. So Santos already, you couldn't choose the best time to travel into Leon. Okay, moving on.
next up is Tigres Pachuca in
No, that would
Monterrey.
could be good too. Yeah, that's another Pachuca. Who knows, man? They win one, they lose one. Yeah, because they whooped on Chivas, but then America came in, just
Yeah.
opened a kind of whoop ass on them. So let's see how they do against Tigres. And Tigres, yeah, man. Tigres is they're full throttle. Uh, but Tigres is also, well, they both play midweek games. No excuses there. Yep. Uh, I think it could be another good game. Advantage Tigres, of course, just because playing at home, resting Nignac, who maybe they'll be surprised if he starts, or maybe they'll just play him a few minutes. We'll see what happens.
Did he play? Yeah, he played last week. So um, next one is there's all kinds of good games. Chivas and Monterrey is the last one on Saturday.
Is that what Chivas? Is
That's
Chivas
in the that's in the Akron.
at the Akron at the Zombie Life?
It's gonna be
Um,
like
wow, that's a tough game for Chivas there. I'll say just because Monterrey, but then Monterrey is you tying to Puebla, so that's what makes it like which Monterrey is gonna show up,
yeah,
So that's the coin toss right there. Same with Chivas. Chivas has kind of been wishy washy as well, because they do have some talented players that when they turn it on, they can be pretty dangerous. So this to see. A ver, let's see who shows up, man.
yeah. So the next one on Sunday is Toluca Veracruz.
Oh, the batter.
So
Those are the teams that it's like the support group. It's like two dudes fighting in an AA meeting. Those guys have
yeah,
been or goddamn, that's
been beat up.
the bottom of the yeah. The, the two sufridos, man. They're gonna fight each other to see who's the least.
Yeah, Sunday's sort of full of the lower end. We have after that Lobos and Pumas.
Lobos and Pumas, yeah. And where is that game at though, Chiquis?
That's in Puebla. That's in Lobos Stadium.
Yeah, it is in Puebla. So I think that would be a good time for Pumas to recover. So I think it's that could be I will say it, Chiquis. It could be one of those 6 point games for Pumas.
Yeah, to help them,
Like if
help
you,
them
if
out
you
there.
beat these type of games, you'll do good. But if you can't beat Lobos, then it's just harder to beat one of the stronger sides.
Yeah, and then the last game is a battle of bums trying to get out of the dumpster. And
Another, another one.
Vucetich is
Oh,
taken.
Buse.
Vucetich is trying to bring his team at Puebla for the win, trying to get
Okay.
him out of the dumpster. in the bum fights. That's the
Okay.
final. That's the final game. So Querétaro's what they got 3 points, a huge 3 points. Puebla's got 10. So it's gonna be tough for maybe Querétaro to try to get a win away against Puebla, who just lost in Copa MX. So they're gonna want to try to do something for their home crowd.
Okay, interesting run. That would set us up more. Match week nine, match week nine, and the season begins to take shape because it's still pretty close, and I do think it should stay like that almost to the end. I do think we're gonna have a good group of 4 or 5 teams fighting for that eighth place.
Yeah,
For the not just eighth, probably even like seventh or sixth for the last spots of the liguilla. I don't think it's gonna be safe for a lot of teams, and even Chivas that even though they're sitting pretty in fourth, Chivas keeps dropping points. Eventually, they're gonna lose their footing up there.
yeah. It's surprising sort of to see them that high, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, Vega and Pulido continue to improve a little bit and get some goals scored. This would be a good win if they were to beat Monterrey and Pizarro and company.
Yes.
Alrighty, good stuff, man.
All right, Chiquis.
Eh,
Yes.
Thanks for coming on and having a good discussion. I think we went for quite a bit, almost 2 hours maybe. I will
Yeah.
uh, I'll download this and upload it to iTunes and everything tomorrow. Uh, Thanks for joining us, everyone who's been listening. I didn't look at the chat. I didn't see too much action in the chat today, but I only posted it on Twitter. So
Ah, bueno.
maybe we'll podcast later on this week with John
Yeah.
and anyone else that
Uh,
joins.
uh, the
Talk some
usual
more stuff.
Thursday, the usual Thursday pod.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there should be some chismes or noticias.
yeah. There's always some type of news coming out, so good stuff to talk about. All right, man. Have a good
All right,
night. Thanks,
Chiquis.
thanks everyone for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next this Thursday, hopefully, or if not, next week.